Greetings and felicitations, YouTube, Jarl of the Appian Way. Here again, Total War Warhammer 2, of course. Alright, so, before I begin, though, I want to say, I'm throwing out there, into the wilderness, a free copy of the game Banner Saga 2. And all you have to do to get it is go back to my last live stream. It's titled, like, Banner Saga Achievement Hunting Stream, whatever. And leave a funny comment. That's all you gotta do. The one that amuses me the most, after a predetermined amount of time, I don't know how long, post-determined amount of time, I guess, will win a key for Banner Saga 2. That's all you gotta do. Anyway, let's watch some tournament replay, shall we? This is Epic Zero versus Felcon. I'm really excited about this one because I was to participate in a tournament last weekend playing as Norska, and my first opponent was actually going to be Felcon, but as it turns out, I got the days wrong, and I couldn't actually stay for that tournament. And the funny thing is, I was supposed to play Norska, he was supposed to play High Elves. And here we are in a tournament match between Felcon and somebody called Southgoing Moose. Actually, I think he has a different tournament name. I think it was in the replay title. I can't remember it. They're playing on the map River Vilu. Interesting. All right. This will be cool. I'd love to see how the water will divide up the map here. We have a pretty elite army for the High Elves, and a pretty marauder-heavy army for Felcon. Let's go ahead and put this into slow motion. And whoa, I got my fingers on the wrong buttons. Okay. Oh yeah, I got to do my thing. If anybody knows why this keeps happening to me, where my movement speed is just absolute crap, every time, even though it's clearly set not to be crap, I'd like to know why. Solarian Reaver Archers, we got some Phoenix guarding 2 units, as well as the Keepers of the Flame, the Regiment of Renown, a Lothern Sea Guard, Scions of Mathlon, and 2 other Spearmen, a Silver Helms with Shields, a Flame Spire Phoenix, and an Alarielle the Radiant. You know, I'm not sure what I think of this army. I don't think it has enough ranged components. It's very dependent upon its 3 units of Phoenix Guard, and I don't think their air-to-air component contingent is enough. But then again, the High Elf player knows they're playing Norska. This is an attempt to counterpick a monstrous Norska build, and I mean, if I was playing Norska, I'd expect to come against Throg and Ice Trolls and Skin Wolves, and that's something the Phoenix Guard are going to do really well against. But that's not what Felcon brought. Felcon brought a Marauder-heavy army, but still, the Marauders aren't necessarily going to be good enough to face the High Elf infantry. But they may be able to overwhelm. So you have Marauder Spearman, Marauder Champion with Great Weapon, Marauder Champion with Great Weapon, Marauder Berserkers, Marauder Brutes of the Hound, which are Berserkers, Regiment of Renown, Marauder Hunter with Javelins. We have Wulfric the Wanderer on his chariot. We have Femir Bale Fiend of Shadows. I love that unit. We have Marauder Great Weapons, Marauder Spearmen, and we also have 2 Frostworms. Frostworms are weird. I feel like they're just basically nerfed versions of dragons, but they do have a really cool ability here. So first of all, their attacks are magical, but they also give frostbite, which is minus 36% speed for the enemy. They do have plenty of armor piercing at 310. So the Illyrian Reaver Archers move up early, trying to scout out the enemy position, maybe pepper them with a couple arrows. We have Alarielle out here on her Great Eagle and this Flame Spire Phoenix. Now they're having second thoughts because they know there's 2 Frostworms. These are not units that you can hide. So I think the High Elf player here is wondering, okay, with only 1 unit of Lothern Sea Guard, I can't protect my guys from their Frostworms. So they're reluctant to engage, but they're going to go ahead and send in... You see, I would actually be keeping the Illyrian Reaver Archers back at this stage, knowing that there's 2 Frostworms, because you need every advantage you can against these air units, because these guys are just going to be... Seeing that you don't have a ranged advantage, really, because he has Marauder Hunters, you know... Okay, so technically High Elves here do have a ranged advantage, but it's not enough to bring down a Frostworm, let alone 2. So here we go. The order has been made. Felcon's going to charge forward. And yeah, I think I'd save that ammo. I'd save that ammo for that Frostworm or the other one. Try and get the Frostworms to engage me over here. Looks like we're going for a very defensive geometry position using the high ground, but yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, I don't. I guess I understand using your ammo on Wulfric, but what are you going to do about the frost worms with just a... Oh, and that's what you get for holding still. Wulfric having a field day. Okay, he was only able to really get a hit on one Phoenix Guard and a teeny one over here. And here comes the Penemple Pendulum. Just misses the Keepers of the Flame, but it gets a direct hit on the Phoenix Guard over here. So 2 wind attacks really quickly. And then they're going to dive in on... What? No, you're not. Yeah, they thought about it, and then they went, you know what, this was a bad idea. Maybe those Silver Helms will catch me, and sure enough, they do. I'd be activating the Phoenix Guard into that Frostworm right away. Yeah, it's a good idea, charging in with the Flamespire Phoenix. So yeah, if you're, I really feel like that double breath attack there, it's a matter of fool me once, shame on me, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And sure enough, the high health player was not just going to sit there and let it happen. Okay, early play on the Earth Blood. But yeah, I guess you do want to heal up your Phoenix Guard as much as possible. And here comes the breath attack. See, this is what I was worried about with the Frostworms. They can literally just sit up here. Yeah, they'll eat a few arrows, but they can just hammer away at you. Phos Protection is a good call. Especially against Marauders with your Spearmen. Oh, yeah, they're just going to cook up these Phoenix Guard. Look at this one, almost obliterated already. And it's not because of the Marauder Berserkers, it's because of these breath attacks. Frostworms diving down on the Silver Helms. Not sure it's a good call at this stage. Star of Avalorn being used over here with just one Phoenix Guard. And here comes another wind spell. Let's see what the Keepers of the Flame will do about it. Not much. They'll take it. That's what's going to happen. And sure enough, Wulfric's still around out here. Wulfric can have another one of his attacks go off any minute now. Yeah, so the Phoenix Guard were going to win this fight against that unit of Norskin infantry anyway. Here comes the next... oh, man, it went right through that same unit. Might have actually gotten some more of their own units killed. I mean, yeah, diving down to the Frostworm, just not a good call in my opinion. There are too many spears here, and that's going to be enough to defeat that Frostworm when you combine it with Alarielle, with the Flamespire Phoenix, and with the Illyrian Reaver Archers. Because you need that ammo for these guys, unless they're dumb enough to dive down on all of your spears and halberds. If they're dumb enough to dive down in your spears and halberds, and I don't mean to call, like, Felcon a dumb player. It's not what I'm trying to do here. Felcon's trying to take advantage of what resources he has when he has them. But I think, oh man, that Phoenix Guard over here is doing a fantastic job of holding out. Yeah, your infantry ain't going to be able to do enough. I would say just keep your Frostworms alive and keep pelting them with breath attacks. Yeah, look at that. Right on the Illyrian Reaver Archers. Not my target of choice. I would have kept cooking up the Phoenix Guard. Yeah, push it with the Marauder Spearmen, get around behind them. Maybe you can do some more damage. And this is always going to be a challenge for you, dealing with all of the healing with Alarielle. Here comes another Earth Blood. Oh, what a breath attack. That makes me happy to see. Right onto the 2 units of Phoenix Guard. Yeah, sure enough, the actual Phoenix and the legendary Lord here, Alarielle, are not going to let that keep happening. Marauder Javelins, yeah, absolutely should be targeting the Silver Helms and having a heck of an impact with it, too. That was actually really nice to see those Silver Helms just get routed from all these Javelins. And they're getting another volley off. Look at this. What range on those Javelins. And now they're going to get some lucky shots in on both of them as they blob up momentarily. These Spearmen, are their days are numbered as they get rear charged. They're going to pull out. Oh, another Penumbral Pendulum. I love that spell so much. Wulfric's routed. Here comes another breath attack. Interesting. It actually arced downhill, and I think it got a bit of a couple of units. I'm not sure which one was actually targeted with that one, which should imply that the other dragon is going to have a breath attack ready soon. Yeah, there it is. That was the right target. Keepers of the Flame with 194 hit points, and they're still in it somehow. Wow. The Phoenix Guard over here going to hold. Phoenix Guard over there are probably going to hold. And Wulfric is back, but he's bogged down in Spearmen. Wulfric needs to get out of there if he wants to be able to launch another boat. Oh, he did launch another boat. I missed it. I was paying attention up here, and it happened down there, of course. The Marauder Berserkers are going nuts. And all of a sudden, I think the infantry fight has swung in the favor of the Marauders. And it's because of the abilities of these Frostworms. Those breath attacks are so powerful. And now this is kind of what I expected to see at the beginning of the match, which is seeing some Frostworms chase around some Phoenixes and some Alarielles, and forcing the High Elf player to engage the Norskin player instead of the other way around. Uh-oh. Wulfric's going to need a charge here. He's got some Marauder Spearmen nearby, but this might be, with Alarielle in the area, this might be the end of it for Wulfric. He's going to race off here like Ben-Hur. And, wow. The thing is, Wulfric's so hurt, but he's the perfect unit to try and take out Alarielle. He's got the right units and abilities for it, but I'm guessing that the Phoenix has been wrapped up. Oh, no, it's over here, regaining health like a boss. The two... Yeah. I don't know if those Frostworms have enough to actually win this engagement. And one of them dived down. And it's going to get routed for doing that. Look at those. Look at the Keepers of the Flame. 5 units left, 400 health, and they don't care. They're coming back. 90 kills on them, too. Wulfric's racked up 130, and he's going to do some charges here. Nice. Marauder Hunters of Javelins have charged in. I think they should have hung back and just pelted the Phoenix and Alarielle with their Javelins, personally. The Bale Fiend hanging on for life here. Really thinking about running away. I love Bale Fiend, especially Bale Fiend of Shadows. 19 kills with its Penumbral Pendulums, and it's not a slouch in close combat either. Wulfric's going to get another charge into another unit that wasn't braced. 500 health, and he's up to 145 kills. It's beautiful to see that. And he's going to keep charging into like these broken up Phoenix Guard. That Phoenix is about to rout. That Phoenix is about to go, actually. There it dies. Alarielle's back with a vengeance. But Wulfric is able to retreat through his own troops. And then run over a couple of routing spearmen for good measure. The Frostworm is going to go ahead and engage Alarielle the Radiant. If Wulfric has his unique sword, and I believe he does, yeah, this thing right here, Sword of Torgold, plus 75% weapon damage, and he has another ability. I don't know if it's actually on this one. Okay, well, didn't matter. That was enough. Pyrrhic victory. You don't often see Norska beat High Elves. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and look at the kill count. 150 kills for Wulfric. I love seeing that. 92 on the one Frostworm, 57 on the other, and look at the chevrons they picked up. I doubt they started with that many chevrons, personally, because it's expensive to rank up an expensive unit like that. Marauder Spearmen really holding out very well. And I guess that makes sense, because the High Elf player really brought defensive-minded infantry, Spearmen and Phoenix Guard. Maybe their melee attack just wasn't enough to deal with the Marauder Spearmen once they lost their martial prowess. It could be. I'm not 100% sure on that. But the Spearmen were mostly used on flanking missions, getting around to the back end of the infantry. So really, really interesting stuff. Only 1 kill on that Flamespire Phoenix. I felt like that Phoenix must have just spent its entire time chasing Frostworms. Really fascinating battle. I highly appreciated that one. Thank you very much for submitting that. That was Epic Zero was the name of that player. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And folks, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay tuned.